Welcome everybody to the current and most recent episode of the People of Pearland podcast. I'm your host, Josh Lee.
And I'm Kathleen Pade.
Kathleen Pade, is this your second
or third?
People of Pearland?
I want to say second.
What was the other guest you did?
Joan. And
That's
then
right.
I was a guest.
Yes,
Yeah.
okay. Okay. Sorry, and our guest today.
My name is Julio Montemayor.
Will make you cry?
Yeah.
I will. Yeah, I'm holding back tears right now.
Really?
So,
all right. We'll see if we can get to those fast. We try not to make people cry. I mean, it's okay if you do.
Tears of joy.
All emotions are acceptable here. But Julio with the podcast voice.
Thank you.
My goodness. First podcast ever?
Yeah, first podcast ever.
Unbelievable.
Super excited.
So you've wanted to do podcasts. You just haven't. You just, it's like, I'll get to it at some point in time, or
Yeah, I think just.
or were you saving, like you wanted to do this one first?
I think this is a great stepping stone towards that. So I feel like this is finally like pushing me off the edge, saying, "Yeah, you can do it." So
I mean, this is an award-winning podcast.
Yeah,
So
right.
I mean, I'm just gonna say, you could do worse. No, I'm just kidding.
It's true.
No, we appreciate you being here. Julio works in our Parks and Recreation department.
That is correct.
And what's your official title there? What do you?
So I'm the community engagement coordinator.
Okay.
Yep. And I do kind of a myriad of different roles. So primarily I work with our volunteers that want to give back to the community, as well as working with our sponsorships. So businesses, organizations that want to get their marketing or branding structure involved with the city definitely can contact myself or my supervisor. And then on top of that, just a couple of other additional things, Miracle League, as well as emergency management.
That's and how long have you been? You've been here for a hot minute now, huh?
Yeah, it'll be 5 years come June 1st. So,
Wow.
yeah.
So we're gonna get to celebrate you at 10-year Thursday this year.
Yep, I hope so.
Are we gonna dress up as you? Or are we gonna, maybe I'll shave a goatee and
Oh, that's a good idea.
put some
Right.
glasses on?
I'll just wear my gym apparel.
Yeah,
Yeah.
make everybody bring board games and we'll
You're
just have a
right.
board game session.
Yeah.
I think those are all great ideas. What board games do you play? I read a little bit that
Yeah.
you're a gamer.
Yeah, love strategy games, anything that makes you really kind of use your mind. And then on top of that, just like a good party game, anything that gets the room like laughing and smiling and gets people really engaged.
Okay. Favorite game?
Ooh, I would probably say lately Telestrations, because you really get to see everybody's artistic abilities, and I have none, so you get to see a lot of great stick figures that I can draw.
Okay. What? I've never heard of this game. Have you?
Telestrations?
Yeah.
It's
No, I don't
like,
think so.
I don't want to say it's like a classic, but it's like not
Is
unfamiliar
it like-
to people.
It's not like not charades, but what's the other? There's another game where you draw and get people to guess stuff. What's it called? I can't think of what it's called.
Ooh,
Pictionary.
Pictionary.
Pictionary,
Thank
yeah.
you. Is it like Pictionary?
Yeah, it's like Pictionary with like the old game of telephone.
Okay.
So, but kind of
Oh,
like combined
interesting.
together.
Telephone
Yeah. so-
illustrations.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. That sounds fun.
Yeah.
So that's like a party game. It's not a game you can play by yourself.
yeah. No, I mean you could
Sounds
great
for
really quick.
practicing purposes.
Yeah. Okay. How do you have like a gaming group, or is it just a?
Somewhat. I mean, starting to form one. I know I've gamed a bit with Kathleen some time.
You have a secret society of board game people. So how does this? I mean, I've only ever played games casually. I mean, I've played board games, but I feel like y'all are on a different level,
Yeah.
I
right?
think we want to be on
Yeah.
a very higher level, but we're
Yeah.
getting there slowly.
Yeah.
So what do you expand on that?
So I think a lot of people, when they think of board games, they think of just like your traditional, like kind of grade school board
Yahtzee.
games or like family games like Yahtzee, Monopoly.
Yeah.
And then they start to get a little bit more intricate or elaborate, and then you have games like Ticket to Ride and
Fun
And
game, by the
Catan.
way.
yeah, and
Catan,
Catan,
yeah.
and a lot of people call them gateway board games because it's kind of
Oh,
like
I
your
see.
introduction into the more heavy hitters, which can last a little bit longer and have more depth to them, more strategy.
Cause more fights.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
More
Yeah.
separations
Oh,
in
yeah.
the family.
Oh yeah, no. We've sent people home in fight, and it wasn't our fault. I mean, they were,
They
anyways.
were losing.
Yeah. Sucks to be them. Playing Catan because you get these alliances, and then somebody breaks them, and
Feel betrayed.
right,
I gave you my wool.
Yeah, how
you were supposed to
dare.
give me, or
right. Or like we were friends for so long, and then you got 2 victory points away, and all of a sudden, I'm worthless. So that's a fun. Like we play that game, but like we're in our house, we can't play Monopoly.
Yeah, I feel
I think that's a good sign.
Yeah.
Like that means you are competitive and you would want to play a game that's more strategic.
Yeah.
I feel like you learn a lot about people just when they introduce, like, do you want to play Monopoly? It's like, okay, I've learned a lot about you just by asking that question.
We just got this game called King of Tokyo, I think.
Oh,
Oh yeah,
it's a great one.
the art on that one is like gorgeous.
Yeah, it's very cool. And I brought it out the other day. I never unpacked it. I bought it for a family trip, and then we never played it. And then we had a friend over, and I opened it up, and almost immediately they were like, "Yeah, no, let's go get something easier." Like
It's like a packet of
It-
instructions.
I didn't realize how it seems simple once you understand the mechanics of it, but it's the learning curve to get to that point that I think intimidates some people. So I'm gonna need somebody to show me how to play that game at some point.
Oh, I haven't played King of Tokyo.
Oh, really?
I just know it looks really cool and I would want to have it, but I don't feel like spending 40. Actually, Target right now, buy one, get one, 50% off on board games. Just letting you know,
What?
notification
Like,
yesterday.
what are we doing here? No. And podcast is over.
Yeah.
See you all there. So what's the trick to win board games? Like, do you have an overarching strategy you just apply to every game you play?
I think for me, especially if it's a new game, I really try to figure out if it's similar to other board games I've played, and then try to apply those same strategies that I've used in the past. So it's kind of like a learning process, but then trial and error. I might not win, but at least I've got like the good structure of it down. So if we play another round, then I usually do a lot better.
Do you prefer co-op games or like head-to-head?
I typically prefer co-op games just because I'm all about let's be friends, and I
Yeah.
want us to still have good vibes at the end. But competitive games are always fun too, because I think then you really get to see some fun sides of other people too. So
Yeah.
I really enjoyed the games where there's an element of co-op, but at the end of the day, only one of you can win.
yes,
Like
yeah.
the Betrayal, House on the Hill.
Yep.
That one was more co-op. And was that one just called Zombies? What
Yeah.
was that one?
Yep.
Great name.
Yeah, and that one was fun, where basically only one person can survive the zombie apocalypse. But you can make an alliance if you want to.
Wild.
But I've always enjoyed like the ones where it's like, okay, we have to work together to get to
Yeah.
a certain point.
Yeah.
But if we, once we get to that certain point, it's like, hey, get away from me. I'm gonna sacrifice you.
Yeah.
You're
Sure.
gone.
There's only room in the helicopter for one, but
Yeah.
there's 6 seats. No, there's only room for
Only
one.
one.
Yeah.
Rules say.
Yeah.
And once you get like closer to the end, like when we were playing Munchkin last, like it was just chaotic and crazy because everyone just starts sabotaging each other.
Oh my gosh.
And
yeah.
like it's just fun to see how, I don't want to say evil we can get with each other, but kind of like evil we can get with
Yeah,
each
yeah.
other.
Well, and how quick things unravel.
Mhm.
Like, even with the strongest relationships.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of I mean, if you're competitive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It ends up being a no holds barred.
Yeah. Patrick and I have gotten to a good point. Patrick, my partner, have
Hi,
gotten
patty cakes.
have gotten to a good point where like when we're playing a game, like, that's it. Like,
Yeah,
this
right.
isn't like a all love is war kind of thing,
Hey,
or
it's not
war is
personal.
love. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not personal. I'm here to win. You're here to win.
No, my feelings get hurt
Yeah,
for sure.
Like, I'm not going to throw the game. You're not going to throw the game.
Yeah.
Because it feels like a disservice.
Sheets
Right.
are on the
Yeah.
couch.
Respect.
Yeah.
We played a game, and this has been years ago. We had when we lived in Dallas, another couple that, like, they were the more sophisticated gamers. They introduced us to, I think they introduced us to Catan, but they had this game called Pandemic,
Oh,
Yep.
I have pandemic.
and that is like, if I could rage quit a board game, that's probably the one. But it was super fascinating at the same time, and that, like, the idea of, like, everybody has to work together, but everybody's approach to be successful is slightly different, and so you have some independence there, and that's one of those games where I'm like, you're never gonna win. Like, we're not gonna. It's so hard to win that game.
Yeah.
And I don't know how I feel about that. Like, I want something that I know there's an outcome.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
I think I've only won Pandemic, like, once. I played Pandemic kind of a lot during the pandemic, as
Ooh,
one does.
interesting.
But we've only ever, like, won once. But yeah, every time was just... It just sets you up for failure.
Yeah.
But that's the fun of it. Like, you
Yeah.
want to beat the odds.
Right.
So,
Yeah, in that game, really, I mean, there's quite a bit of strategy, but there's a lot of luck involved with it too. But that's one that, like, that's maybe the most, like, gamery. I don't know. That's the most into board games that I've ever gotten was.
I haven't
Probably
played it in a
okay.
while, though. So,
It's
Would-
been a little
would-
bit for me.
yeah, would like to play again.
Well, hey, maybe we got 4 of us right here. Let's
Right.
go. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, right now, yeah.
So board games typically like 4 to 8 people, or
Yeah, usually like 4 to 6.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to
Okay.
get 8.
Yeah.
is it just
really-
because games don't scale that well, or
Kind
like
of, yeah.
Yeah, sometimes you have to get like multiple copies, or depending on just getting that many people together, honestly, in the same room is pretty difficult. So,
Yeah.
you see a lot of people. I know, like, Dungeons and Dragons has become really popular over the past couple
Yeah,
of
yeah.
years, and even for people,
they
trying to
even
do
have an
that-
app now where you can play it by yourself, like with just AI, and
Really?
it'll give you all the prompts and stuff.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, technology has definitely helped out in the gaming community a lot.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, I've seen a lot of 3D printing, so people can print their own characters. I think Corridor Crew maybe. They did a whole sophisticated tabletop, so there's some pretty intricate stuff you can do there. That's a fascinating game that I don't think I have the imagination for.
Yeah.
Have you ever played it?
I have a couple of different ways, because you can basically just do it with a sheet of paper, pencil, or pen, and dice, and that's it. And then it's just all imagination. But then there's other people that are like, no, we have to have a board, interpretations of like the towns we visit, character pieces, the whole 9 yards.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's one of those games you can make it as elaborate as you want, or as like real simplistic.
Interesting.
So, yeah. There's a lot of depth, but I guess it all depends on your friend group and like
Right.
the people you want to play with too.
Yeah, their willingness to commit to that. All my friends have enough ADHD that we kind of have to bounce from hobby to hobby, and we can't dig into anything too terribly. We're into RC cars right now,
Okay.
and we're about done with that. So back
Okay.
to dirt bikes.
Oh, okay. I was going to be like, so on to board games. That's what you were gonna say. And RPGs.
Well, actually, I take that back. We're tinkering with online multiplayer games. So there's a game that I just started called Green Hell. It's like a jungle survival-esque game, and it has a multiplayer. And I'm interested in seeing what that experience would be like, because there are more like party style multiplayer games like Gang Beasts and RV the Area and a bunch of things like that. Don't require you to be in the same place at the same time, but you still interact with one another. So I think that's going to be the next thing that we explore, probably.
nice.
If I can ever find downtime to do that, I don't know. We'll see. Maybe when I retire.
Yeah.
So you've been in Texas for what, 5 years now? I guess you moved
So,
down here.
Yep, I moved down during the pandemic, so it'll be 6 years this August.
Wow.
And started with
Where'd
the
you come
city,
from?
Lansing, Michigan, so
Oh.
the capital city. So everyone's going
You
to
went
love
from
to
like the
hear
coldest
this.
place
So,
in the
like,
world
right
to the
here.
hottest. Right in the, yeah, because you can do the palm and it's the shape
Yeah.
of Michigan, right?
Like, if you guys can hear this, it's right there.
He's holding his hand up.
Yeah.
Do people do that because it's the shape of Michigan, right?
Yep.
It's okay.
Yeah,
That
the
makes
mitten state. So we get
Mitten
confused
state.
Michigan, the mitten
sometimes
state.
with Wisconsin. I'm like, no, that's if you take the mitten, throw it in the oven, leave it on broil for like 5 minutes, and then forget about it.
And then you come out with
Then
cheese.
you have Wisconsin. Yeah, then
Yeah.
you come out with cheese.
Wisconsin cheese.
That's how cheese curds are made now.
So you came from like one of the colder places in the country to like one of the hotter
One of
places
the
in the
hotter
country.
places. Yep.
Smart. That's a good decision.
There's
Yeah.
no in between. Just
No, yeah.
gotta experience both extreme.
Sure. I don't exactly know where Lansing is relative to. I mean, I've only been to Michigan once, and I've only been to Detroit, really. But temperature-wise, is it like Detroit, or is it warmer because it's more inland, or what's it like there?
Yeah. So it's kind of a combo. It's pretty nice because it is centrally located in the state. So we don't get as much of the lake effect snows compared to like Detroit or like Grand Rapids. Those are like some of the larger cities. Both of them are right near the two lakes. But yeah, no, I mean, we get all the different seasons. So fall is definitely the best time because you get kind of that cooler temps during the day. I mean, you still get the sun out, so we call it hoodie weather. So you put on your
Sure.
hoodie, and then at night it gets a little bit cooler. So of course, bonfires and all the typical fall things.
That's awesome.
You can't do that here. You just get bit by mosquitoes.
Yeah,
Yeah, there's like a 2-week window. I saw a mosquito literally like 4 days ago, and I'm like, really?
It's too
It's
soon.
too
Yeah,
cold.
too soon.
February.
You're not supposed to be here right now. But no, yeah, I'm sure y'all have mosquitoes up there in the
oh my
summertime.
gosh, yeah, we
They
have
have-
lots
Y'all
of
have
mosquitoes.
dummy mosquitoes.
Yeah, I don't know. They were pretty large last time I was there. I was like, this isn't right.
Yeah,
They followed me from Texas.
the lakes are something
Yeah.
for the mosquitoes.
So do you still have family up in Michigan? You go back and visit?
Yep, I do. So all of my siblings and a lot of my mom's side of the family are up there. So they all have their respective families. Got a lot of nieces and nephews, and so usually around the holidays I'll go back. So yep, get to see them, do all the fun winter activities, go sledding.
Cool. What do you think is the most shocking thing moving to Texas? Like, you got here and you're like, oh, I didn't even think about that.
I think for me the biggest thing was driving, just navigating the highways and
Being a Texan, I'll tell you, we can't drive.
You have to be
Oh.
aggressive in Houston.
Yeah, I immediately thought, wow, I've seen this before. What was that movie? Oh, yeah, Mad Max. Yeah, that's, Fury Road. Yep, I've seen all of this before, so that kind of prepped me. But no, I think that was probably the biggest shock. And then I think my first true Texas moment or Texan moment was driving on a highway. I think it was going out to Katy and then coming back, and I saw somebody on a horse on the highway, and I was like, okay, that's something I would not see back home.
Really?
Normally,
You'd
so-
never seen that before? I mean, like,
I've seen, like-
you've seen people on horses.
Yeah,
but
I've seen like the Amish, like in the Amish
Yeah,
communities
yeah.
and stuff, but like just, full blown Texan, had the cowboy hat on and everything. I was like, okay, that's something
highway.
down here on a highway. So
So the first time I visited College Station, I walked into an HEB, and dude carrying like a hand basket doing his grocery shopping, and he had a camo shirt and a cowboy hat, and I was like, I'm home. This is it. Like, this is all I ever need. And I mean, you don't see a lot of that down here.
Yeah.
But College Station's a little more, a little more country, a little more rural, I guess. Still a pretty big town. Great place to be.
okay.
But we were watching a show the other day, and they were in Texas, quote unquote. It's like a murder mystery or something or other. And of course, the cops that are in the show, they go out after hours and they go to this bar, and everybody's line dancing. And I was like, I wish I could say that wasn't like Texas-y, but it is. I mean, there are a lot of places you find that.
Mm-hmm.
So I think some of the stereotypes are appropriate.
Yeah, I remember when I moved here from New Jersey. It was in the summer. So, and I was kind of concerned because I was like, do I have to ride a horse to go to school? Like, I really, I was 12 or 11 turning 12. And I was like, Mom, I don't know how to ride a horse. Like, do we have to ride a horse to school? So, and I was very shocked that.
Only when it snows.
Only when it snows. But yeah, I was very pleasantly surprised that everyone travels by car and not by horse. So I was like, okay, cool. But there are still a lot of horses.
Yeah. I definitely knew we had a pony growing up, a Shetland pony, Joe. He was mean. And we had horses for a little while and cows for a little while. And I knew people that had horses. So I guess it's not an uncommon thing down here. Have you ever ridden a horse?
I think I've ridden like a pony when I was younger, but not really a horse. Also on the bucket list. I think that would be fun.
Yeah?
So going on like a little trail ride.
So one I highly recommend is up in, I'm never going to say this right, Megan Nelson will never, she corrects me every single time, in Paladura Canyon.
Okay.
It's like, I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm not doing it correctly. But up near Amarillo,
Okay.
the second largest canyon in the country is in Texas. And they do a trail ride through the canyon. And it is magical.
Wow.
It is really, really pretty.
How long is that ride?
It's not, I mean, they have different lengths
Okay,
that you
so,
can
like,
do.
different trails.
Yeah, I think the one we did was maybe like a 2 or 3 hour ride. It's a pretty well defined trail. Like the horses know where they're going. And so you just kind of hop on and enjoy the sights. Except for the horse I got, he was a little bit of a rebel and wanted to like walk on his own trail. But he mostly stayed with the group. But I highly recommend that one if you can get up to Paladura. They also do, if you go in the summertime, not only is it super hot up there, but they do there's a big musical that they do. They have a big amphitheater up there. So
Like Paladaro State Park does musicals
yeah,
in the summer?
it's like the same musical. I don't remember what it is, but it's like a thing that people go specifically to do.
Fascinating.
Yeah. But beautiful place, great hiking and good horseback riding. So
How long is that drive?
long. It's about 12 hours, 10 hours, something like that. Long enough that on the way home we stopped in Waco and we were like, no, we're gonna spend the night here and do the rest tomorrow. So break it into 2 days and just go see all of Texas.
Yeah.
Yeah, 12 hours. If you want to go anywhere scenic in Texas, they say it's 12 hours.
Well, especially if you live on the coast.
Yeah.
We're fortunate to be close to like, golf adventures. You can go to the beach or fishing or stuff like that. But to do anything else, you have to drive a pretty fair ways.
Yeah.
So have you gone exploring in Texas? Have you gotten to get outside of, I mean, you've been here for 6 years now. So
Yeah. I'm still exploring a little bit, even like Greater Houston. I know like when I came during the pandemic, a lot of things were kind of still shut down. And, just obviously with my partner at the time, we wanted to kind of restrict ourselves going out a lot.
Yeah, sure.
But then started to slowly like just explore more of Houston. But as far as outside of Houston, I've been to Austin a couple of times, been out to the Dallas-Fort Worth area for like conferences and conventions, went to McAllen for another convention. So I've gotten a chance to explore a little bit of Texas, but definitely there's still a lot more on my list.
Yeah, there's a lot to see in Texas.
Yeah.
And a lot of good. I mean, there's just every direction you go, there's something fascinating, I feel like. What's been your favorite so far? Like, what's your favorite experience since you've moved here?
I think I'm getting spoiled by living so close to Houston because there's just so much to do and see and offer. I'm a huge foodie.
Oh,
so
then Houston's a good place.
Yeah, anytime I'm like, I want to try this type of food, like I have multiple options.
Yeah.
And it was really apparent when I went back home to visit family in Michigan and like 9 o'clock rolls around. They're like, all right, well, about the only thing that's open is the bars. And I'm like, well, what time do they close? Oh, they close earlier now, like 10:30. I'm like, where
What?
am I? So a lot of the restrictions they had from the pandemic just kind of stayed. And yeah, so
And we have to go margaritas by the gallon now.
yeah. So yeah, there's a lot of like key differences, and you don't really realize like what you have until like you experience other areas. And
Sure.
you're like, oh my gosh, this is way different. So
Well, and I feel, to your point, really fortunate in the Houston food scene because there are so many varieties of, genuine cultures, like genuine different, types of food that you can get, and they're all really, really good.
yeah.
Along with like, very approachable, casual restaurants up through fine dining and everything in between. What's been your most memorable foodie experience here in town? What's your favorite place to eat?
Honestly, I was just there this past weekend, but I really enjoy Post because the history behind the building, the fact that they do a lot of fun events. So they were having the Lunar New Year event going on. And then on top of that, like, of course, the different food stations you can stop at. And then they had like a whole Asian food marketplace set up on the back area
Wow.
too. So it was just like a really big option as far as like what types of cuisines to try.
Very cool.
Yeah.
That's one of the places it's been on my list, and we still
Post?
haven't gone. Yeah,
Wow.
no.
You should go.
I know.
It'd be fun for the kids too.
I think so, and they're finally getting to the age where they're willing to experience. Because my wife and I have always been kind of foodies too, and young kids, there's no appreciation there. Unfortunately, my oldest child now has a champagne appetite, so everywhere we go, like, I'll have the steak. Like, no, you won't. You're not a budget, brother. But that's a place that I like food courts like that, especially. There's one in Dallas called, it's it's right on the edge of Oak Cliff. It's called Bishop. I can't think of what it's called now. But it's like that. They have these like real small restaurants all in a row, and it's where you can where restaurant startups can go to get started in a really small footprint, and so you get some really fascinating types of food, but then you can do like appetizers at one place and then dinner at the next and then desserts down the block from it, and Bishop Arts, that's what it's called. No, I'm gonna have to look that up because I don't think that's right. Anyways,
I'm so hungry right now.
Yeah, right.
but I do I feel like all across the state, and maybe it's just the way that I'm wired, but I'm always looking for food, and so every time like San Antonio, Mi Tierra, fantastic place just for good Mexican food, generally speaking. What was the place in Austin we just went to? Oh, golly. That's going to bother me now. It's right on Congress. I'm forgetting everything. But I'm probably, food is a great motivator for me.
I completely get it. Yeah. No, whenever I travel anywhere, like, it's like, where are the restaurants? Where are the good food spots? And even just like the local stuff, asking, people that live there, like, hey, what are your favorite spots to go to? That's always fun, because sometimes it's off like the beaten path, and then you kind of see the local areas too.
Have you, speaking of, it is in Bishop Arts, in Dallas. That's a whole area. They have a place there called Bolsa. At least it used to be. I don't know if it's there anymore, but it's one of those like they don't have a single freezer. They shop at the farmer's market,
Oh, wow.
and so the menu changes all the time just based on what they can buy locally and in season. And as long as you have a good chef, that can make good things out of it, it makes a huge difference.
Very true.
Have you seen there's a revolving sushi restaurant in Houston that's a Michelin star?
Oh, the Michelin star? There's a Michelin star?
I didn't, I was like, I've seen the revolving
I know
ones,
there's
but
Kura. That's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
everywhere. But I didn't know there was a.
Yeah, there's one on Westheimer. It's outside of. Is it outside the Beltway? It's either
like
in
Post
between the
Oak.
Beltway and 610, or it's outside the Beltway in the West Chase district. But we went there for Henry's birthday. He loves sushi. Loves revolving sushi.
And you got a Michelin star sushi.
Well, and it was, so that's the thing. Like, it was a good experience, but I didn't feel like it was any different than our local
Oh.
revolving sushi.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I guess my palate's not refined enough to appreciate what makes it a Michelin star restaurant. But still impressive. I mean, we have that right here in Houston.
Yeah.
Have you ever been to the Rainbow Lounge?
I have not.
I thought you were going to say the Rainforest Cafe.
Rainforest Cafe, actually,
We have this
yes.
great little-
Surprisingly, yes.
With the roller coaster.
Listen to thunder in the background. No, the Rainbow Lodge is it's up in I don't remember where it is. Anyways, they have a lot of it, like exotic, African animals that you can get steaks of and different things
Wow.
like that. It is a wild experience. I only think of it because I had a Nilgai steak there, and it was delicious. Like
Wow.
probably
What?
one of Nilgai.
What is Neil Guy?
It's it's an antelope.
Oh, okay.
They're from. I don't remember where they're from, but they're giant animals, beautiful animals, and delicious.
Lovely.
But they do a steak there that's just out of this world. So,
Nice.
sorry, we could talk about food.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
you
it
just
was-
keep me starving, you know,
Poor
it's fine.
Kathleen is starving
I
there.
have one grape left in this Tupperware. It's fine.
Kathleen, you ask a question.
Man, let's talk about Jim, Julio. Let's talk about
Jim,
our
okay.
best friend Jim.
Okay.
Oh, not the gym.
Yeah.
No, you're talking about the gym.
The Jim.
Oh,
GYM.
oh, you mean
yeah.
Gaim?
Gaim.
Sorry, Simpsons reference.
In addition to having board game nights with Julio every now and again, I see Julio somewhat regularly at the gym.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes.
And Julio, man, I just appreciate the game, bro.
Oh,
It's just good. You're just always
Thank
there.
you.
You're always on the grind, and I'm just like, holy. Like I remember being like, I had a break from the gym because I get injured all the time, and like I won't go in for like 3 months or whatever, and then I'll come back and I'll see you, and I'll be like, Julio's calves got massive. I'm like, dang, bro, that's crazy. So I'm just want to say, respect the hustle.
I appreciate
It's
that.
good.
Yeah, so yeah, the gym has been very therapeutic for me. And I know, like, a lot of people, they'll say, oh, I need like a friend to work out with. To me, it's like my one time where I can really do a lot of self-reflection and just kind of focus on myself. And yeah, it's been really, one thing I really appreciate is it's very humbling very quickly. So there's nothing like holding, a 95-pound dumbbell in front of your face and saying, okay, this might slam in front of me, so I have to actually know what I'm doing with it. But like, just, understanding all the different components of your body working together, really getting in tune with like what you're doing, and just the community that's built around there too. So met a lot of really great people in the gym. Of course, like I'll see you and Patrick in there, and just I think one thing that's always really nice too is that when I have those low moments where it's like, am I even doing anything in here? Why am I in here? Should I not be in here? All of a sudden it's like I message the universe or something, because then somebody comes up and they're like, hey, I've seen you in here, and like you motivate me to keep coming back, so like keep it up, and like thank you for being that like guide for me to keep working out. And
Dang, that's awesome.
And
I
like
get
somebody
right back
you've
into
never
it.
seen before, or somebody you've never even talked to.
Yeah, exactly. So then I try and pay it forward back. So then if I see somebody that I know has been in there motivated, I'll just come up to them and be like, hey, you know what? Just wanted to let you know, like, you're doing a great job. Keep it up. I know, like, there's frustrating days, but, like, we're in here together. Like, we're all doing it, and, like, you're bettering your health. So, and then they always appreciate it, too.
That's
So,
a really positive message.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've always enjoyed the rec center because of how small it is.
Yeah.
Except I haven't enjoyed it on like the summer days when all the kids are there, and then it gets then a small gym suddenly becomes a crowded gym. But like you're so used to seeing the regulars, and it's just like you just make a little bit of eye contact. Like I don't know anyone's name there, but you see that everyone is just there consistently and always just working hard, and everyone's battling their own demons, whatever they are.
Yeah.
But we all
Sure.
know, like, we're just in here, and it's just fun. It's a very like, I don't want to say cathartic experience, because for me, I'm like Julio, where I don't need people to work out with. It is for self-reflection. It's a moment for me to just work on me and just get into a flow state. But just seeing a lot of people who are just in there by themselves and they're all just working hard, it's just really inspiring to see. And it's like, even if it's somebody new, you're like, okay, like, you don't really go up to someone and be like, hey, you're new here, I'm this person. But over time you see them more and more, and you're like, oh, okay, you're building a habit. Like, I appreciate that out of you. And that's also what I really like about the rec, because it is so small and everyone there just kind of is familiar with each other, but also very welcoming. No one's gonna kick you out. I mean, unless you do some really weird things in there. Shout out to the shadow boxer guy, who I haven't seen in a while, actually. But yeah, it's a nice place. It's very humbling. Well, not humbling, but very humble. Yeah.
It's crazy when I reflect back, and in high school I was never really athletic. I think the most I ever played was volleyball, but definitely more into performing arts and more musicals and theater and stuff like that. So now to be working out and then have this big high school football player come up to me, I'm like, oh no, what did I do? And he's just like, hey, I just want to let you know your shoulders look really good. And I'm like, okay, not the direction of the conversation I thought it was going in. But
thank you.
Yeah, it's thanks, little gym bro. So it's really interesting, the dynamics in there. But once again, everybody's in there for the same reason. We're all trying to better our health, and it's just a really welcoming community. So yeah, if you've never thought about working out at the rec, come say hi to me. I'm usually there in the afternoons and the evenings, and I will definitely say hi back.
How many days a week are you in the gym?
Lately, I've been trying to be in there anywhere from 5 to 6 days a week.
Whoa.
So I'll usually take a day or 2 days off, depending on if I have a meeting in the evening or events on the weekends and stuff like that. But just really trying to ramp up on my cardio, and then I usually have some pretty long workout sessions. But
Yeah, Julio will be in there. Patrick and I will walk in, and Julio is finishing, I don't know, his 5th set. He gets on the treadmill. He's like, yeah, I'm doing this. And then Patrick and I will finish our workout, and he's still going. And I'm just
amazing.
Dang, dude, that's commitment. That's really admirable. But then by that time, I'm usually really hungry. So I'm I just need to... If the listeners are knowing anything, I'm just hungry. I'm on a cut, guys. I'm on a cut.
I like being physically active, but exercising for the sake of exercising has always been a struggle. I do it now just to outrun death a little bit, because I need to do it. I'm getting to the age where I can't just take my body for granted, but I'd much rather be doing something than just running on a treadmill. That is running. Generally speaking, I always tell people, if you see me running, just follow me, because it's from something. Typically responsibility. No, just kidding. But I realize cardio especially, it's really, really important. And so finding those things, what did you always enjoy working out, or did you have to get over
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Working out has been probably the most difficult hurdle to overcome. And that's just because, it takes work, it takes effort, and it's tiresome, and you're pushing
time consuming.
You're pushing your body to limits you didn't think you could go to. And who wants to be on a treadmill, like you said, when you can just go sit on a couch and eat a bag of Doritos?
100%.
I have options. Wait.
Yeah.
But I think for me the big factor was my mom had gotten really sick with cancer, and she had been a type 2 diabetic her whole life, at least the entirety that I knew her. And when she eventually passed, I actually started to really reflect on my own health. And I realized that I was also type 2 diabetic, and my blood sugar was really bad. I was really overweight at the time. I think I was at like 360 pounds.
Wow.
So, and that was like when I got here to the city. And just even for doing events and everything through work, I would just be sitting there just exhausted and winded, and even going up like a flight of stairs. So I knew I had to start making some changes and adjustments, and I just kept pushing myself and kept motivating myself, and realizing that, hey, I've got to take care of my body, like you said, staving off that old age too.
Yeah.
So but yeah, I mean, I've been finding the fun and joy in it. Like I said, now it's my time where I self-reflect. I listen to some really good music that I enjoy. I get to try unique exercises. I think that's probably the best thing too, is like I'm always challenging myself to find new and unique ways to like really try different exercises for my body. So
well, and you can challenge your muscles in different ways.
Yeah.
And I do appreciate that for sure, because it gets boring quickly, I guess.
Yep.
But that's really cool. So you said you were like 360. Do you want to share like where are you now? Like what? Because you're clearly not 360 pounds now.
I hide it well.
So you don't have to if you don't want to.
Yeah, no, I'm comfortable with it. So right now I'm a little over where I was. The lowest I got was about 242, and right now I'm about 255. So
whoa, that's crazy.
So I lost a little bit over 100 pounds, and
I'm sure. I mean, like it's all muscle now. I mean, you look pretty ripped.
Yeah. Well, that's the hard part, is like looking at the scale now, and I'm just like, oh man, there's still weight here. But then I'm like, wait a minute, I'm lifting really heavy, and I am pushing my body in different ways. So, but yeah, it's been a really fun journey, and
that's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, definitely it's a lot cheaper too. So getting clothes I can afford now.
Did you notice as you went through this journey that like how dramatically did your appetite or your diet change? Because like I noticed, I feel like I crave certain things when I go through different stages. You just like I just need protein, or I need like carbs or calories, or was it you focus on one and then do the other, or you kind of do them hand in hand?
I think for me, the first couple of years, I really focused on just like losing the weight. So I cut out like all sodas and just like all of the fake sugars. And then I started going to like, the, what is it? Like Equal and like stevia and those sweeteners. And then just really cutting out, like I said, the sodas, switching over to like drinking like green tea and, more water, drinking lots of water and staying hydrated. And then I lost a lot of the weight pretty quick. And then I realized I was getting frustrated because I was like, man, I'm like, my muscles don't look right, but I wasn't, building my muscles.
Right.
So now I've really been focusing on that. And then I built a lot of muscle mass, but then I was gaining a lot more of the weight back. So I was like, oh man, this is like an endless cycle. So now I feel like I finally found a nice balance where I'm like dieting the right way and I'm eating, good food. I'm still like enjoying, sweets and other fun things now and again, like you have to. But at the same time too, like increasing the cardio, and then just still keeping my lifts real heavy. So
well, and I asked because I a couple years ago now I went, and this was sort of like at the beginning of my like, I'm getting to the age where I need to be intentional about movement and diet and things like that. And I went to the doctor, and blood work came back mostly good, but my cholesterol was like slightly high. I want to say like 217-ish, somewhere in that range. And she's like, it's elevated. It could be hereditary. You're not quite to medicine stage. But I'm like, man, I don't want to be on medicine for the rest of my life. And so I said, well, what do you recommend? And she said, honestly, eat more salads, leafy greens, and try to exercise more. And over the course of that year, I did... like I try to, if I wanted a steak or something or red meat, I'd be like, nah, I'm going to get a chicken Caesar salad, still some fat in there, but at least some fiber. And I was doing at the time kickboxing and jiu-jitsu. And so like pure cardio.
Yeah.
And in that 1 year, my cholesterol dropped 40 points.
Wow.
Holy crap.
It
That's
was crazy, like just like that. And so now I'm like, I have more. I like salads now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and I have more appreciation for the cardio. I still don't like running.
Yeah.
But if somebody's trying to choke me,
Right.
then I'll do all the cardio in the world. But I was really surprised at the impact that those simple little things have on quality of life all around. You know, so that's really cool.
Yeah, thank you.
Maybe we'll do like a fitness series
We
with.
should do, yeah. I don't know. Have you been to the new
Exercise.
the new exercise
Yeah.
room over in the annex? You have?
Yeah, I haven't used it, but I went in there. I went with a colleague, actually Caroline, the one that like did all the equipment in that, and
Oh,
yeah,
she's the one that set it all up?
yeah, I was really
Cool.
impressed. With how the setup is and all that. I know, of course, like in Parks and Rec, we're always like nitpicky and like, oh, we could always do better. And she's like, well, I could add this or that, and I'm like, honestly, like. I've gone to plenty of hotel gyms, and like this is leaps and bounds. I'm like
Yeah.
in my own apartment gym. Like we have one cable machine, and the cable is broken. So if that gives you any indication how you're doing here, you're doing great. So
It's nice to be able to have those features, and the beauty of that. So for those in the listening audience, we have a small exercise room that's in the City Hall complex, and I believe it was funded by the health insurance, Cigna, the health insurance company that we have for like wellness.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
part of sort of whole wellness for the organization, because it's a really big part of I guess keeping insurance costs down. It probably makes sense for them to support those types of things.
well, and that's what I like about the city so much is that because we do like our annual checkups, and then with through Signal, like online, they really break it down for you to really understand and highlight like where are the areas you need to improve upon and what are some goals you can reach. So they definitely give you a lot of great tools to be successful on making sure that you do have a healthy lifestyle. So I mean, big shout out to the city for doing that.
I really like that. I never did checkups before I worked for the city, and I only did them here because I had to, for the discount on the insurance, and now I do it every year. And I'm not even on the city's insurance anymore. I just do my
Oh wow.
because I want to know those things now. I got a good trend going, so I want to keep up with them.
That's true. You
Yeah.
get to see your year over year on your cholesterol
Exactly.
Yeah, right.
Checking my A1C.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I really like that. I haven't like gone more than like twice into that space, but like when I think about health for an organization, like in my head, I'm like, oh, I need a squat rack, I need a bench press,
Yeah.
like I need all the heavy things, if I really want to work out. But like for the vast majority of people, they don't work out, and a gym is intimidating.
Yep.
And going into a space where there's a lot of people picking up heavy things, putting down heavy things, picking up the heavy thing again, it's like I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just gonna hang out on the treadmill the entire time. But a space like that's also really small, so there's only like maybe one other person can fit in there, maybe two. Okay, 4 if you're pushing it with your colleagues. Yeah.
Gotta get them gains.
Yeah, exactly. You could, but like all that equipment is there, like the dumbbells, the cable machine, the treadmill, the row machine. Like, it's just a nice space to be able to experiment with the equipment if you want to get into working out,
Yeah.
and like without the commitment of, I'm gonna go to a full commercial gym and then be intimidated by everyone around me and be afraid that I look like I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
So I just think that that's cool to have over there.
Yeah.
Anyway, shouts out to you, Caroline. Good job.
Yeah, good job. I find it hard, like with family and kids and full-time work and stuff. Like by the time I get home, getting somewhere else to do an exercise is difficult, and so it's nice having it here on site. But I bought, just a pull-up bar, which is, they can take up space, but I was like, I'm just gonna do pull-ups. Like I just want to get to the point where I can do like 30 in a row. You know
That
what I
is
mean?
Yeah.
insane.
Yeah.
And
That's crazy.
I can't. Like, you know, I don't know how many I could do right now. It's not that many. But it's less like exercise and more just like,
Do the thing.
yeah, I
Yeah.
want to do the thing,
Yeah.
you know? So you also work at the rec center, like your office is at the rec center.
Yeah.
Have you always worked in Parks and Recreation, or is this, you know, what led you to this job
Yeah.
specifically?
So, my first time working in Parks and Recreation, but prior to that, I did work for another municipality, so City
okay.
of Lansing in Michigan.
Yeah, yeah.
And I was with the Office of Financial Empowerment. So basically,
That's a fascinating, like,
I like that.
You
Yeah.
empower people through finances, or
yeah. So the primary goal of that program was to really work with like the youth of the community, and especially like underserved population groups.
Yeah.
But my role was I was kind of like a grants kind of admin person who
Cool.
worked over this grant through Michigan Department of Corrections. So basically, people that had been paroled from the correctional institutions would receive a job, and then through the Department of Corrections, they were given like a living stipend.
I
And
see.
then what I would do is just kind of make sure that those, you know, the payments were all balanced correctly.
right
So,
on.
yeah. But the reason why I kind of looked at this job specifically is I have a lot of experience in nonprofits.
Mm-hmm.
So worked for the Red Cross for many years. So background working with volunteers, and then also doing emergencies and disasters. So I did my internship with City of Lansing Office of Emergency Management. So,
Wow, that is such a fascinating cross section of experience.
Yeah.
We're really fortunate to have all of that here, because I'm sure you've leaned on that full breadth of experience. I mean, between the pandemic stuff and the emergencies we've had and the volunteers we have and the sponsors. I mean, the Parks probably taps into everything that you have to offer professionally speaking, I would think.
Absolutely. It's funny because my final interview, our assistant director, Kevin Carter, was in there. And as I started to explain more of my background, he goes, well, where were you a couple of months ago? Because I had just interviewed after the big winter storm that happened
Yeah.
in 2020 into 21. He goes,
Yeah.
we could have used you. And I was like, well,
Yuri,
I would have
or
been there
Storm Yuri.
if you wanted me to. But no, I greatly appreciate all the experiences I've had. And I always try and find different ways to kind of equate it towards helping my community that I serve in. So,
Yeah. No, that's cool. That actually leads us to, we always like to wrap these up with why people do what they do. Have you ever been through our why exercise? Okay, so you're familiar with it. So what's the thing that gets you going every day? What's your motivation?
Yeah, so I know I kind of mentioned my mom before, but definitely my parents. At a very young age, they instilled in myself and my siblings just like a sense of service to community. And I knew, well, I got my degree in criminal justice, and I knew I didn't want to be a police officer, didn't want to do corrections, but I wanted to help people. And that's kind of how I went into emergency management. And I was like, I like this. I like helping people during times of need. And yeah, I've always had like kind of a sense of wanting to give back to my community. So even when I moved down here with my former partner, we were living in the med center. And when I applied for this job, I said, no, I need to live in Pearland. So I actually live here in Pearland. And I said, I want to make sure that the people I serve will see me like at the grocery store, or see me at like, you know, the movie theater, or just like they'll actually put a name and face together.
Yeah.
So that was a big driving force for wanting to live out here and doing this type of job.
That's really impressive.
Yeah.
Well, we're thankful that you're here for sure.
I appreciate being here.
And we appreciate you coming on the show too. I mean, we always seem to learn so much about so many of the individuals that work here, and I mean, this is the only place that we get to ask these kind of questions and have these kind of conversations. Kathleen, any closing comments, thoughts, suggestions?
I like to think of Julio as a friend. Hopefully you feel the same way, that
absolutely.
we're friends. And I feel like I learned a lot about you in this hour, even though we've known each other for years.
Yeah.
Like, you know, we'd
That's
have board game nights, and
wild.
we'd go out into Houston and whatever, we'd hang out. But like, I feel like I just learned so much more about you that I really appreciate. And I'm like, dang, Julio's just got like like character depth to him that are
Yeah.
just this rival. Like obviously people.
What do they
have
call that?
character
Main
depth.
character energy?
Yeah, main character energy. That's what I'm looking for. He's got
Look
that
at me
main
looking
character
relevant.
energy.
Yeah.
You know it. Thanks, Jasmine, for
Yeah.
keeping me up to speed on stuff. Appreciate that.
But yeah, Julio, you're a main character.
Well,
Yeah.
I appreciate that, and like I said, I appreciate working for the city and just all of our community members. And definitely, if anybody's listening to this, if you ever see me on the streets, or if you see me at the gym, or at the rec center, or in one of our amazing parks, come say hi, because I'm always willing to have a conversation. So
Just don't challenge him to Catan, because he'll probably beat you.
yeah, that is true. Bring your A game with your board games.
All right. Well, thank you all for listening, and we will see you next time. Bye.